Okay, so good morning. My name is Yamilex, and the book that I read was like Water for Chocolate by Laura Esquirel. And mostly our books were about war and about conflicts and all that stuff, but mine was unique. Mine was based on love and making recipes, so each chapter had like different type of recipe by month. And behind the recipe was something more deeper than just a recipe. It had a deeper meaning in the effect that while people ate the food, it created a emotion towards it. So I'm passing around the book so I can see it. And I really don't like reading books, but I actually read the whole book and I loved it. So okay, next slide. Okay, so that's the picture of the cover. If you can see, that's Tita, the main character, and the cover is based on like her inspiration of cooking. So yeah. And my big question of the book was, do we have to follow what society says or follow our desires? And that was like basically my bigger theme. And my other themes were love, hope, society, freedom, passion, traditions, and morals. So next slide. Okay, this is my summary. Rachel, can you read it? Can you read my summary?
Alright, summary. It is a love story between Pedro and Tita and why they couldn't get married because Tita's mother wanted her oldest daughter to get married first and have Tita to stay and take care of her. It shows how marriage was imposed on those times and how a love between two people can change everything. Tita and Pedro want to get married, but Tita has to take care of her aging mother and is not allowed to marry. Pedro ends up marrying Tita's sister, but lets Tita know he'll only marry her sister to be closer to her. When Tita is forced to make the wedding cake, the guests at the wedding are overcome with sadness. Tita has discovered she can do strange things with her cooking.
Okay, so basically the book is based on Tita being in love with Pedro, but her mom like doesn't, because of traditions and back then, like if you were the youngest daughter, you couldn't marry or have a boyfriend. And so then Tita was the youngest from all her family. And then so that was basically the bigger conflict in here. And so then after all those conflicts, they overcame everything and suddenly they were together, but at the end they died. And the last quote is based on like the recipes, and that's one of the first recipes she made. While her sister, she was getting married with Pedro, and she was making the cake, she was crying, and that substance created an emotion into the people who ate the cake, which then like it made the people cry and cry and cry and cry because of all those emotions she put into the cake. So next slide. Jessica, can you read that quote?
Okay. What have you done has no name. You have forgotten all morality, respect, and good behavior. You are worthless. A good for nothing who doesn't respect even yourself. You have blackened the name of my entire family.
Okay, so that's the name of the picture, and as you can see, that's a church. It looks like a house, but it's a church in the backside. And the church represents Mama Elena and like the morals and everything behind what people should do and like all of that. And then the grass represents nature, and it represents Tita because she was a human being and she made mistakes and everything. So yeah. And then I don't know if you can see it, but that's like a sign, and it has an X. So I think that's like a pathway that Tita goes along, but then there's a sign that she sees, which she doesn't go more than that, so she doesn't enter to the church because she doesn't agree with the traditions and the morals back then. And then, so the picture has a contrast between in the sky, there's like light, but there's darkness. So you can see that. Maria, can you read the quote?
If a strong emotion suddenly lightens all the candles we carry inside ourselves, it creates a brightness that shines far beyond our normal vision, and then a splendid slanted tunnel appears that shows us the way that we forgot when we were born and call us to recover our lost divine origin.
Okay. So the bird represents purity and it represents innocence, and it shows a contrast between the black background and the white bird. And the wings represents like the freedom she's getting, and also the picture shows the symbolism of hope, and the light towards up represents her becoming free and entering into a new life. Renee, can you-
She tried to still her breathing, and only then did she hear the flutter of the wings of the last doves as they flew off. Apart from the sound, she heard only their hearts beating fiercely.
Okay. So then, the fire in the background, it shows what society and the morals in Mama Elena. And the ball represents Tita, because even though like all these conflicts and everything, like the ball it's black because it represents all of her sins she made. And then I don't know what it is, but it's like a tube or something, I don't know. And like the tube represents her aunt Dianacha and her sister, they were always supporting her in everything, no matter what, no matter the circumstance. They were always there to support her on her conflicts. And yeah. And in this picture we can see a contrast between the dark and the light.